Hey guys, I'm not sure who's on, but hello and welcome. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Okay, hopefully, everybody can hear me. Hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hey, everybody. Hello. Leave me a comment. Let me know who's here because it doesn't tell me who's here. So I'm trying to see how to see the comments. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know. I don't see anybody typing anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started because this is gonna be up here anyway. Just in case somebody wants to go back and look at it. And as you probably saw from the thumbnail, I'm gonna be doing my makeup today. It has been a while, honestly, since I've done my makeup. It's probably been about 2 weeks. That's a lot for me because I do my makeup every single day. But I'm here to share my experience with you guys with COVID. I am recovering from having COVID. Um, so I'm gonna tell you guys about that. It's been a lot. It has been a lot. I have already cleansed my face. I'm about to just go ahead and do my routine. I really don't even have a plan for my face today. I'm just gonna do whatever. I'm gonna play in this makeup and I'm gonna use my Easy Mix. I made this myself. If y'all and I have the cleanser right here. If y'all want to know information about this, you have to watch my last skincare video to know how you make your own cleanser and your own moisturizer. Y'all gotta check that video out because I love this stuff. Seriously. Okay, so let me get started with the story. Okay, so first of all, it started with my husband, and I'm not gonna say necessarily that he had it first. I don't know which one of us had it first, but we noticed that one day he had a little cough. We didn't think anything of it. We just thought, he's just coughing. It's just a little cough. And so then a couple days later, he was like, man, I just don't feel right. Like something really doesn't feel right or whatever. And so then we discovered that he had a fever. And so I was like, oh man, I think you need to go get tested. Like you just don't run a fever just because or for no reason. Like I think you need to go get tested. So he went to the med stop or like urgent care he didn't go to the hospital. Um, somebody just told me that there's nowhere to put comments. Okay, let me see. Chat viewing options. Some messages such as potential live chat, all messages are visible. That's interesting why it won't let you put comments. Let me see if I can change that. Nope, it doesn't give me any option to change any type of comments or anything like that. But thank you for the person who just wrote me a message on Facebook. Okay, so yeah. So he went to urgent care and he was there while I was at home with my two girls. I have two girls, and one is 3 and one is 7. And so I'm at home with them. They didn't know anything that was going on. They were actually in the bed because they were getting ready to go to school the next day. And so I was at home with them. And while he was gone, I'm sitting there. I'm just like, I'm praying, like, oh my gosh, I hope my husband does not have COVID. Like, what am I going to do? Yada, yada, yada. And of course, okay, yay, I got a message. So a message is coming. Hey, honey, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am feeling so much better. Um, So so I'm sitting at home with my girls. They're asleep. I put them to bed, and they are. I'm waiting for my husband to give me some type of whatever. So he goes there, and they're checking his vitals, and he says that he does have a fever. His blood pressure was really high. They did a flu test and they did a COVID test. Excuse me. And so I'm like, oh gosh. So he's like, I'll call you back when the results come. About 20 minutes later, he called me back and said that his results were positive. So this is like worst nightmare for us because of the fact that we are literally, man, it's going to be hard for me to get this makeup done while I'm talking. But we are literally, my mirror's over here. We are literally some of the safest people that I know. Like, we wear our mask everywhere we go, and we sanitize. We don't even really go anywhere recreational. Like, we go to work, we come home. For groceries, we literally order our groceries. We do the Walmart pickup or we do Instacart. And only time we go into the grocery store is if maybe we forgot something or something like that. That's usually when we go into the grocery store. We don't go anywhere, like seriously. So we have limited our contact even with our family members. We don't just go hang out. We have taken this virus very, very serious. So we were really, really trying our best not to get this because my husband also has pre-existing conditions, things like that. So we were really taking this really serious. So that stereotype, I feel like some people have a stereotype, like if you get the virus, that you're not being safe. And that is completely not true. That is completely not true. If you get the virus, that does not mean that you're not being safe, but it could possibly mean that you were around someone who is not being safe or something like that. Or maybe they were around someone not being safe. It's so many factors. We have absolutely no idea how we got it. So back to the story. So he comes home and I'm like, okay. So on his way home, I'm sitting up here thinking, what do I have to do? Because at this point, I don't know that I have it. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't have it right now. And I'm like, unless I start showing symptoms, I'm not going to go get tested. That was just me. I was like, well, I'll wait a couple days to go get tested. So I, I went on, I put a mask on immediately. And then I got my disinfectant spray and I just started spraying spaces that I know he was and doorknobs and everything and just started spraying everything down. And thank God my girls were asleep. And so then he comes home and I told him, I said, I'm going upstairs. I'm taking a few things to the guest room. You can have the bedroom just because of course I didn't know if I had it. So I was like, okay, we need to kind of separate. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the guest room, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. So yeah, so he came in. And I'm like, do you need anything? So we had a whole system going. I put a table out the door. I put it on the table. I leave. He comes and grabs what he needs off the table. We was kind of doing that. And so I stayed home from work because, of course, I needed to quarantine. So I didn't go to work the next day because I had to quarantine because there's a possibility, of course, that I, had it. And so I kept my girls home too because, of course, they've been around their dad and it's a possibility that they were exposed. So we all stayed home. But I kept the girls away from my husband just because, of course, we don't know if they have it. We don't know what's what. Okay. So the next day, and many of you know, I'm a teacher. So and I'm the virtual teacher this year for the school that I work for. So I was able to work from home that particular day. It was the last day before break anyway. So I was able to work from home. So I have my laptop, whatever. So while I'm teaching, I'm sitting up here like I'm teaching my kids and I'm just like, I'm not, I'm like, hold up. Why am I coughing? Like I'm tripping. Like, why am I coughing? I am like, and I just kept coughing. I'm like, oh, snap. And so I was like, okay. And so I'm like, okay. Let me chill. Okay, maybe it's not. I don't know. But then later on, I got this bad headache. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? What is happening? And this cough really just like persisted. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a headache. I'm coughing. Now, all of a sudden, this is really This is not good. This is really weird. So I went throughout that day. I actually, I disinfected my house. I cleaned my house and everything. And so I, later on that day, I didn't feel better. I only ended up feeling worse. I had a headache. I started experiencing shortness of breath. Like, it was just, I could never catch my breath that quickly. I mean, I went from feeling fine that morning to all of a sudden, all of this stuff came on to me, like this cough, this headache. I mean, it just dumped on me. And I was like, where did this come from? And I just felt horrible so quickly. And so I sent my husband a message and I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to urgent care. I'm not going to go tomorrow. I'm going to go today. I want to know if I have this. So I'm going to go ahead and get tested. So I decided to go ahead and get tested. So I went and they were so, of course, when I decided to go get tested, they were like, it was a whole bunch of people there that day. I mean, I was there literally for like 3 hours waiting just to be seen. I was in the waiting room for 3 hours at the urgent care. And so I explained the situation that my husband just tested positive. And so the doctor was like, honestly, if your husband tested positive, I'm 90% sure that you're positive too. And so she said, but we're going to go ahead and do the test. They did my vitals. My oxygen was 100%. So she was like, your oxygen is 100%, but I can hear, you know how they get the stethoscope and they check your breathing, listen to your breathing. And so she was like, I can hear you're struggling to catch your breath. And so they did a flu test and they did a COVID test. Let me tell y'all something, first of all, about these videos that y'all see. I gotta have silence real quick while I do this eyebrow. Because I'm so anal about my eyebrows. If my eyebrows aren't right, nothing else is gonna be right on my face. Like, that's a fact. Nothing else. I can't get anything else successfully accomplished on my face. And y'all, it's been 2 weeks since I did my makeup. Like, I feel like I might be rusty. I don't even know. And so, it's not bad. So, let me tell you, I was about to tell you about this COVID test, right? What those videos that y'all see on like Facebook and stuff, because I told the lady, it's like a Q-tip, like this big. I don't know if y'all have ever had a strep test done before, but it's like that same little swab little thing that they use for a strep test. It's that same thing, and it's like this long. And she was about to, she was about to go on my nose. I was like, hold on, I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous. Like, seriously, I seen Facebook videos. She was like, literally, that stuff you see on Facebook is not accurate. They don't even have to go up as high as they do. It's really not. She literally only took it probably about right here, and that was it. Like, she stuck it up my nose, and it went to probably about right here. Like, it was not even that far. So, but she had to do it twice, both nostrils twice. One, like here and here for the flu test, here and here for the COVID test. So she did both of them twice. So I had to sit there and wait. And another thing they did, because of my shortness of breath, they gave me a steroid shot in my behind. Yes, a steroid shot she said something like it'll relax my breathing or something like that to help me kind of catch my breath. So I had to have that while I was waiting for my COVID test. So, of course, you guys know, of course, I wouldn't be doing this video, but of course, the results were positive. When she came back and told me, she said the flu test was negative, but your COVID test was positive. So when she came back and told me that the COVID test was positive, I was okay at first. I got in the car, called my husband, and I cried when I talked to him. And the reason that I cried was because it was out of frustration. And it wasn't anything like I'm mad at God, nothing like that. I'm not that type of person whatsoever. I'm a minister. A lot of people know that my faith in God is like 100. I mean, really, I trust God through this whole process. But it was frustration because of the fact that I told him, I said, Brandon, we are like some of the safest people we know. I said it's frustrating that we are doing everything we can to stay safe, and there are people we have altered our lives. Me and my husband, people know me and my husband love to travel, so we would go to some random place just on a random weekend. We would just pick up our things and just go. Just because, pack a bag and go, just sporadically. We like doing stuff like that. So we have altered our lives. And I'm like, there are people who are traveling and going everywhere and doing whatever they want to do, and they're not getting this virus. And here we are, we're just sitting at home. We go to work and come home, and we still got this virus. So it was just out of like, I just cried out of frustration because I'm like, seriously? I mean, we've been doing all of this and we still got it. Like, I don't know. That was in that moment, I was just very frustrated. And then I called my dad. And, my husband, he was very, supportive of Chris. Like, he's like, babe, we're going to get through this. Like, we're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. We were trying to figure out what to do about our girls. And we were like, the doctor was saying, well, you can't send your kids anywhere because they've been exposed. They've been around you. So it's a possibility that they may have it. They need to quarantine with you guys. So I was like, well, yeah, that does make sense. If we send them somewhere, what if they already got it? They're going to infect whoever we send them with. So they were like, yeah, possibility they already have it. So you need to, they need to just quarantine with you. How my eyebrows look? They look okay? They look all right. They're not perfect like I normally like them, but they all right. Hello. Hey, Rhonda. So, guys, I called my dad, and my dad, he's an elder. I love my dad so much. And he's, he of course gave me the word, and he was like, y'all gonna be okay. You plead the blood, get that oil, anoint your head, anoint your husband's head, anoint your children's head, anoint your house. I was like, yes, Dad, give me the wisdom. Yes. Like, it kind of gave me a boost. Like, yes, God got us. We're covered under the blood of Jesus. We got this. It is so. We are healed. It is so in the name of Jesus. So we decreed and we declared that. And I told my husband, he was like, yep, I believe it in the name of Jesus. My husband got that oil, and he began to anoint. And I thank God that I'm a part of a family, and my husband is a man of faith. My dad is a man of faith, that I have been raised that way because honestly, the type of person that I am and the type of person that I'm raised to be, I don't understand how people can, and I know that my platform on here is a little bit different, but I just don't understand how people can go through their life and not know Jesus. When you are going through and you are going through a situation where you're almost helpless, you feel helpless, Jesus. How can you go through life without knowing God? Having someone to believe in to take away that stress, that pain. Because when I tell you late in the midnight hour, I needed him, trust, oh my gosh. When I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't do anything because of this virus attacking my body. Man. So we got home. My husband came out the room and was like, hey, might as well. We all have it. So we were like, okay, so we have coronavirus. That's basically how it was. We were like, we pretty much have it. So my husband's symptoms, he had, of course, fever. He had chills, and that was a lot. And he was very tired. He was very tired a lot. My symptoms, I had stuffy nose, cough, chest congestion, shortness of breath. I had body aches. Oh, my body. Oh, my headaches. The worst part of this virus was probably the headaches. When I tell you, you ain't had a headache until you had a COVID headache. I mean, I have never experienced so much pain in my life. I mean, and I have two babies, and I had C-sections with them. Even my recovery pain that I went through with my children was not like this headache. And I'm going to just give you realistic. I don't know if anybody out there had C-sections, but my recovery from having my C-section, the pain that I was in, was nothing compared to these headaches that I was having. So the first day, that night was a little rough. I was very emotional that night. And it was just kind of like, it didn't really like set in. It was a little weird. Like, wow, are you serious? I have this. And so, of course, there were some people that I had to let them know, as far as contract tracing is concerned. So I let my boss know, some of my coworkers know, like, hey, you've been around me for such and such a time. They have to do like the contact tracing so they can know if they have to quarantine or get tested or whatever. So I had to do that as well. And so, some people found out, and I woke up to some phone calls, and um, one phone call that made me so encouraged is my 95-year-old aunt from New York called me. My 95-year-old Aunt Gladys called me to pray with me and to encourage me. When somebody is 95 years old, and she don't really have that many like health issues. God is just keeping her, preserving her, calling me, 31-year-old, to encourage me and telling me that I'm gonna be okay. It blessed my soul, it blessed my spirit, and it encouraged me to make sure I just, fight. Because I'm like, if she can have the strength to call me and encourage me, I'm like, okay, get it together, you're gonna be okay. And I think it's because of the fact that seeing the worldwide effect of this virus and seeing how it has affected so many other people, it kind of scares you. It makes you put things into perspective, like, how is this gonna affect me? Because you don't know. And nobody knows how it's going to attack their body. The way it affected my body was completely different than the way that it affected my husband. I have had family members, multiple family members, who have had COVID and ended up with pneumonia and ended up in the hospital for days. And God bless us, we didn't have to go through that. So because it attacks everybody differently, it's going to affect your body differently. So, um, I'm going to go ahead and just real quick, we're going to pause. I'm going to go ahead and I started baking my eyebrows not too long ago. I saw a video on YouTube. I forgot the girl's name, but she bakes her eyebrows. That concealer that you put under there, if you have oily skin like I do, throughout the day, the concealer starts to get like really shiny and gooky kind of. But it when you bake them, it sets them in there and keeps them nice and matte all day long. Yep. Yep. New trick I learned. Sure did. So we baking these eyebrows. And I was sitting up here talking and I put the wrong concealer up top. I usually use a concealer that's a little bit darker, but it's all right. I'm not going nowhere. We're just having fun tonight with this makeup. Okay. So, back to what I was saying. So, my symptoms. So I had all of those symptoms. The next day I was feeling, my body was hurting. I had a headache. It was really, it was a lot the next day. I really did. I really felt really, really bad the next day. I was so tired. This virus, one thing about it also, it is very draining. I'm trying to decide which foundation I want to use. Should I use Marc Jacobs? I'm trying to see. Marc Jacobs, Huda. Somebody tell me. Or Juvia's Place. Anybody have a suggestion? Marc Jacobs, Huda, or Juvia's Place. I can't decide which foundation I want to use. So just leave me a comment. Which one? Marc Jacobs, Huda, or Juvia's Place foundation. I haven't used my Juvia's Place in a while. And that's not even the right one. Where's my Burkina? My Burkina. So somebody said Marc Jacobs. Okay. I do like the Marc Jacobs is bomb. Juvia's Place. Okay, we got 2 for Juvia's Place. I think I will do the Juvia's Place. I haven't worn my Juvia's Place. I honestly only wore it like twice, to be honest with you. I think I am going to put my Juvia's Place on. Okay, so one thing about it, you will be so drained and tired. Oh my God, I felt like so sluggish. It was hard to get out of bed. it was hard to do anything. I mean, it was just everything was a strain to do. It took so much energy to do everything. And again, I said I have a 7 year old and I have a 3 year old. So I still have to take care of them. I have to get out of bed. Oh my God, I'm about to cry thinking about my babies. I thank God for my children. My children, I'm sorry, y'all. But my kids kept me going because I couldn't stay in the bed if I wanted to. I wanted to stay in the bed and just lay there. But I knew that if I did, I would get into this rut. I would just be so stressed and it would put me in a state of depression. I know me. I would have slipped into that state. But my kids, every morning, my baby Gabby, she ran and jumped in the bed with me. Good morning, mommy. Like, so I had to get up. I had to get up. I had to make them breakfast. I had to make their food. I still had to do those things. So they kept me going. And I thank God for that. And I thank God for my 7 year old. Oh my gosh. Because she knows how to make some things in the kitchen. So she made sure she looked after her little sister. She made sure she helped her with everything. Like she was a champ. So I have the best daughters in the world, if you ask me. But so I think I used too much of this. So yeah, I had to get up for them, but I was very tired. I was very drained, feeling like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. And yeah. So then it was one middle of the night. I got a burst of energy. So I said, you know what? While I have this energy, let me go ahead and wrap Christmas presents. Thank God. And one of my coworkers had asked me, did you finish your Christmas shopping? Well, I'm an early bird type of person anyway. I always do my Christmas shopping early. So all my Christmas shopping was done after Black Friday. So all of that was taken care of. Thank God. So I went on ahead and I wrapped presents. I had energy. I could not sleep at night. I was so uncomfortable. I had pillows all around me, but I was still just really, really uncomfortable. So I was always up in the middle of the night trying to find something to do to keep my mind going, keep myself going. So I was like, I'm gonna wrap these Christmas presents. So I went on ahead and got that done. And then what was it? So we're going throughout the days, and I found on Amazon, actually we had already had it. My husband bought it when the pandemic first started. This tea, it is called Yogi Immune Support Tea. It has so many different vitamins. It's enriched with so many different things. And I drank that tea twice a day. I added honey, no sugar to it. I added honey, lemon juice, and a splash of orange juice. And it gave me a boost of energy to kind of get me going. So right when I woke up that morning, and every morning I tried to make sure, after that first day, I was like, okay, I can't just lay in the bed. So every morning I made sure I just got up instantly. When I woke up, I got up and I made my tea, brushed my teeth, made my tea, and I drank my tea. That gave me a boost of energy to keep it going. And so after I would do that, I made sure I took my vitamins. On the paperwork that they gave me, they even suggested it. Oh, I forgot to tell you the medicine that they gave me. So they gave me Z-Pack. It is an antibiotic. You want to make sure, I'm using my hooter as always, y'all. You want to make sure if you get COVID, I'm praying that nobody does, but if you get COVID, make sure they give you that Z-Pack, because that Z-Pack is good for helping to prevent any type of infection building up in your system, like in your lungs and things like that. That Z-Pack antibiotic. So definitely you want to make sure they give you that. They also gave me prednisone. Prednisone was to help with my shortness of breath. And also help with my, my airways or whatever. And then they also gave me, what else did they give me? An inhaler, of course. So it was a butyrol. They gave me an inhaler to help also with my breathing. So that helped as well. And then they told me to get Tylenol. Tylenol was supposed to help with the headaches, the body aches, and any fever, chills, anything like that. Okay, so that is basically what I took. Okay, so every morning, and then they said also take vitamins. The vitamins that they told me to take, they told both of us to take, were vitamin D3. They said vitamin D3 was very, very important. Now, we were already taking vitamins. We were already taking some vitamins, but they said make sure you take, we were just taking a multivitamin. But they said make sure you take vitamin D3 and make sure you take zinc, vitamin D3, and vitamin C. And we were also taking elderberry. We were also taking elderberry vitamins. I'm just putting some concealer on my eyelid for some eyeshadow. I don't even know what I'm going to do for eyeshadow. I have absolutely no idea. And honestly, I put my foundation. I usually put my eyeshadow on before I even do my foundation. But I'm talking, I can't think that much while I'm talking. Of course, when I'm making my makeup videos, I do my makeup and then I add a voiceover. I'm rarely ever talking while I do my makeup. My makeup would be horrible. Anyway, so those are the vitamins that they told us to take. So we took those. We made sure we took those every single day, and we we just made it our business to make sure we got up every morning and came out of the room and out of the bed. My husband, it was very hard for him. He was very sleepy all of the time. He always wanted to stay in the bed. And I just tried my best. And I know I was probably a little annoying to him. Like, babe, you got to get out the bed. Like, don't stay in the bed this whole time. Like, please try to get out the bed. Try to, get some energy from somewhere to, really push through this thing. So yeah, we had to just really, really, really push. Then what was it? Christmas Eve. Of course, it was up and down. What That's another thing about this virus too. One day, at 1 minute, you'll be feeling fine. Like, okay, I'm actually feeling okay right now. And then the next minute, you feel like somebody hit you with a bus. It changes just that quickly. Like, that's how it was for me. It changed so fast. Christmas Eve, I had Christmas Eve is when I noticed, no, that the day before Christmas Eve. The day no, yes. That's when I noticed that I could not smell anything. Yes. I lost my sense of smell. I still cannot smell anything right now. They say it comes back, but I cannot smell anything right now. I just noticed that I was just sitting there, and I'm like, and I have some wax melts. I turn my wax melts on every morning, and I noticed, I'm like, wait a minute, I can't smell this. Why can't I smell this? I cannot smell my wax melts whatsoever. And I thought that was so weird. And so I'm like, hold on. So I just went around my house and I just started like smelling a whole bunch of stuff in my house. And I noticed, I'm like, I cannot smell anything. So that's when I noticed that I have lost my sense of smell. That was really it was really weird. Really weird. Really, really weird. It still is weird because, of course, like I said, I still cannot smell anything. Then Christmas Eve, I made some food. I think that was the first time that I cooked because thank God for the saints. People at my church brought me food. That was wonderful. Or we were like ordering stuff from like DoorDash and Grubhub and stuff like that. And they would just leave it, on our porch. I have a table on my porch. They would just leave it and then we'd just grab it. So yeah, but, Christmas Eve, I had made some food and I was like, this don't taste right. Like, everything started to taste weird. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose my taste. Now, I didn't lose like completely, like it wasn't like, oh, I can't taste anything, but it was like stuff tastes weird. Like everything tastes different. So I couldn't even enjoy food. So it was like Christmas. Christmas morning, I got up. My kids are not early risers. They're not those get up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on Christmas morning type of people. So it wasn't until like 11 o'clock. My kids got up. I was like, thank God. My kids got up at like 11 o'clock to open up their presents and stuff like that. And I just thank God that my kids had presents, and that I was able to get all of that done. Christmas Eve, I made myself stay up and watch movies with my girls. That's one thing about it too. Like I said, my girls kept me going. I pushed myself for them. I made myself do things for them because I wanted their life to be as normal as possible. This whole pandemic has affected these children. My kids are not, they know that we take them anywhere they want to go. We've gone so many places in the past 2 years. We have been going to Disney World for Christmas. When we decided to make that almost like a tradition, well, this year we couldn't go and we had to explain to them that we're not going to Disney this year. So we had to, and now on top of that, we have the virus. So I was like, I want to make this as fun and as normal as possible for them. I don't want them to be stressed out and depressed because of what we are going through. I want them to still be in the holiday spirit. I still want them to be excited. I still want them to be happy. And I still want this to be something that they can remember. I don't want them to look back and this be something that they dread or a bad memory for them. So yeah, I couldn't allow myself to get in any type of, rut or anything like that. So Christmas Day, we got up and opened our presents and stuff like that. We FaceTimed our parents so that they could see the kids opening up their gifts and things like that. That was another thing that was really hard. My dad was supposed to come over and be with us for Christmas, and that didn't happen. So that was really weird, not being able to be around any type of family. It was just us. I mean, yes, this is my family. I love my family, but we just had plans to be with some other family members and things like that. And then my in-laws were going to come up later on. And none of that could happen, of course, because we were sick. And so that was just a really kind of like a hard pill to swallow. Coming to the realization is like that, man, we're sick and nobody can be around us. Like, this is so weird. And so, yeah. Christmas, got up that morning, my kids opened their gifts, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make some Christmas dinner. Made some oxtail, some rice, some green beans, some cabbage, mac and cheese, or whatever. So I'm up in here thinking I'm throwing down. But my stupid stuff, I'm not going to say stupid, but like my crazy stuff, not thinking, you cooking all of this food, and you can't taste it to see if it even tastes right. So I'm like, oh man, I just made my food the way that I know I make my food. I'm up in there throwing down. And so then it's time to eat, and I'm like, I'm eating it, and I'm like, this tastes so nasty to me. Like, I even asked my husband, I was like, babe, be honest. Like, is this good? Like, is it nasty? Like, if it's nasty, just go ahead and tell me it's fine. He was like, nah, baby, this is good. Like, this is good. And I'm like, I don't know if he's lying or what, because I know my husband, he's not going to hurt my feelings. Like, even if it is nasty, he's never going to tell me. He's never going to tell me. I love him. But so I was just like, but I couldn't tell because, of course, my taste buds were off. So I'm like, I don't know. It may be actually good, and it could be just me. I don't know. So they ate it though. The kids said it was good and everything, but I was like, to me, I couldn't even really eat it because I was like, this is not good to me. This is not good. So after I ate, when I tell you, now I told you I got up that morning, opened my kids' gifts. I even put some stuff together. I played with them. I had the energy to do all of that. I made food. I made a whole meal feast for my kids and everything. Literally, after I got done eating, I had chest pains, excruciating headache. I had body aches. I literally sat down in my recliner and I could not. When I say literally, I could not move. I just laid there. I just literally laid there. And my husband was like, babe, are you okay? And I'm like, nope, I'm not okay. And he was so weak. It was nothing that he could really even do for me. Like, he was like, do you feel like, do you need me to call 911? Do you need to go to the hospital? I'm like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I do not want to go I can't go to the hospital on Christmas. I cannot let my kids see me go to the hospital on Christmas Day and this be another thing that they have to remember or witness. I cannot allow myself to go to the hospital. But I could not move. Like, I physically could not move. Every bone in my body ached and hurt bad. I laid there and I just cried. I just laid there and cried because I was like, oh my, I was just feeling, he was like, you were feeling fine just a minute ago. I'm like, I know, but that's what I'm talking about. How this thing just like quickly can like creep up on you and just change like everything. I mean, man, it was like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So whereas like my husband, he would sleep a lot, I couldn't because I was always in pain. I could not sleep. Even at night, I was up on my phone watching Netflix or something because I couldn't go to sleep. I just couldn't. I could never fall asleep because I was just in that much pain all the time. That night, my headache was so bad. I came downstairs and I just literally, I fell over on my husband. I was like, I can't take it. I cannot take it. And I was just bawling, crying because my head hurt that bad. I was just crying so bad. And he, of course, got the oil and he anointed me and he prayed even through his, oh my God, I thank God for having a praying husband, even through his pain, even through him being so uncomfortable and him being sick himself, he stopped to pray for me. That is such a blessing to have a praying husband to be able to do that, y'all. Seriously. But it was really rough, both of us going through this and trying to put on a good face for our kids and still play with our kids and still be there for our kids and make life at least somewhat normal for them. But we traded off a lot. Like I said, my daughter, she was a champ being able to be there for her sister and help out as much as she can. Y'all, I just put some dark brown eyeshadow on here, just a little bit. And she was able to help out like a whole lot. Get y'all one of these. This is the quick color remover. You can change the colors if you want to use the same brush. It's really really helpful because I'm not doing anything extravagant with these eyes, to be honest with you. I'm just doing like a brown, bronzy kind of golden little smoky look, whatever. It's a super easy look that y'all can even try New Year's. If y'all going anywhere New Year's, if y'all doing anything for the new year, this is something really simple and easy that you can try. And this is the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. And I went in with this color first, the Mino right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the which one I want to use? Benin right here. I'm gonna go ahead and use that one. So it's like a bronzy kind of look. So yes, so she was super amazing, and it was just really a weird experience. Like I said, being sick on Christmas during this whole time. It's been a lot. It's been very different and like nothing I've ever experienced. And some people say, oh, it's just like the flu. I'm not going to say that it's like the flu because, yes, some of my symptoms were flu-like. Everybody doesn't get affected like I got affected. Everybody's symptoms are not going to be the way me and my husband's symptoms were. Some people's symptoms are way worse. I'm just grateful to God that ours were not, but some people's are. So, we can't just say that it's just like the flu and just say, oh, it's just like having the flu and just like brush it off like it's nothing. Well, yeah, but you know what? And people die from the flu too, you know? But it was, I've had the flu before and it was not like the flu to me. This was worse. The pain that I was in was just horrible. the just the headaches, like I said, the body aches. It was really bad. And it's not something that I want to experience ever again in my life. And I don't wish it on anyone. Not at all. I don't wish it on anyone whatsoever. I dropped my eyelash, y'all. um, it was really horrible. It was really, really horrible. And looking for, hold up a second, y'all. I need my eyelash glue and my eyeliner. We're gonna put some lashes on. I don't know if you guys can see. It is just really, I just want to do something simple. I'm not going anywhere or anything like that. But I do have another look that I will be putting in my next video that I hopefully can upload this week, if I can get it edited and everything like that. But it's a little bit more extravagant kind of look. But this is just something simple that I wanted to show you guys that you can try. This is only 2 colors. This is dark brown and like this golden brownish, bronzy look. Whatever. And I'm just going to add some eyeliner and put some lashes on. When you add eyeliner to your eyeshadow, I'm telling you, it makes a really big difference. It really does. Like when you put the eyeliner on, like right now it looks a little bare and kind of like, bleh. But once I put my eyeliner on and put my lashes on, it's really going to change the dynamics of the look. Okay. So, yes. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to tell y'all about this COVID experience? I am still recovering. And one thing they told me that I was a little shocked about, I guess they changed the quarantine and quarantine, however, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But everybody also always hears about, okay, you have to quarantine for 14 days. Well, they told us that you have to quarantine 10 days from the day that you started having symptoms. You had to quarantine for 10 days from the day that you started having symptoms. So that was a little bit different to hear. And then they were saying if somebody does not have symptoms and they've tested positive, they have to quarantine for 14 days. So that was different. I had never heard it like that or anything, but that's what they told us. So both me and my husband, our 10 days has passed. It's been well over 10 days, actually. And we are both still having some. My husband's probably more like 100%. I still have like chest congestion and I still have a cough that I'm trying to get rid of or shake. And yeah, but it really has been a very interesting experience, and I really hope no one else has to go through. I mean, there's people, of course, still being infected by this horrible virus, but it's really, and since I have had it, a lot of people have told me that they've had it, and I have asked people their experience because it affects everyone differently. My experience is not going to be the same as the next person's experience, and the next person is not going to be the same as mine. But I do encourage everyone, make sure you take your vitamins. Make sure you take your vitamins. Make sure you are wearing your mask. Because who knows? I don't even know how long I had it. I have absolutely no idea. Again, I don't know even where I got it from. No idea. No idea. So because I don't know where I got it from, and because I didn't even know that I had it, it's just really better be safe than sorry. It's better to be safe and make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do to help those around you and yourself to be safe than to just be reckless out here and not have on a mask and not be doing what's necessary to protect yourself and the people around you. So I definitely encourage that. Um, very much so. Very, very much so. But we are getting through it by the grace of God. We have this. I use the Maybelline Falsies mascara. My eyeliner that I use for my waterline is I don't even know how to say it. It came in my Ipsy bag, but that's it. And then my liquid liner is, it's called Big Fat Liner. It came in my BoxyCharm box. And this is BoxyCharm. If you don't know what BoxyCharm is, it is a subscription box that you can get for makeup, BoxyCharm. And so they'll send you full. A lot of times, Ipsy, theirs is like a lot of samples, but BoxyCharm sends you full things. Like they sent me this whole like MAC lipstick. This is the one I just got for this month. They got me some magnetic lashes, some mascara by Tarte, a whole makeup eyeshadow palette, and a makeup sponge. So they send you like full size stuff for BoxyCharm. Ipsy really just sends you like samples. But Ipsy just got one where you can change your subscription and you can get the full size, but of course you got to pay more money. So for the sample size, it's only like $7.99 and $8.99, like something like that a month. But for the full, it's like $30 or something like that. I'm like, I'm straight. So yeah. But I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, so I'm still trying to deal with this cough and this congestion that I have. I am slowly but surely getting better. This is the first time y'all probably seen me put my lashes on because I never let anybody see me put my lashes on because I'm so horrible at it. Yes, I am. Very horrible. It's on there, but I'm really horrible at putting on my lashes. Like, I can get so much better. They're on there, though. It's there. It is there. I could say it's there good, but it's there. Um, but I thank y'all for tuning in. I'm so out of order with my makeup right now. Anybody, if y'all watch my videos, this is completely not. Like, I haven't even highlighted yet. I would have been highlighted by now. I'll go back and do it though. But when I'm talking, I get so distracted. Like, seriously. And I clearly did not wait long enough to put this lash on because it is so wet. Always make sure your lash glue is tacky. Let it dry a little bit before you put it on so it can actually stay in place. Me, I didn't wait long enough. But it's on here. It is here. It's on here. We got it on. We made it work. We made it work. All right. Guess what I was talking about the eyes, though? It looks so, yeah, see? Mary gets it. Mary gets it. Thank you, Miss Madison. She gets it. She just said, when you put the eyeliner on and the lashes, it enhances the look. It does. All of that together. And watch when I get ready to highlight, though. Watch. So I'm using my Juvia's Places in the color 13. This is like my favorite one to highlight with. I have my Born This Way. I just got this. But this one, and although I love this, but this is really close to my color of my foundation. Like, for my concealer, I like it to be a little bit lighter. So this is a little bit too, I don't know. You know what? I think I will use that. No, I'll use this since I use my Juvia's Place. We'll keep with the brands, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit right here. I noticed, and as you do makeup, more and more, you learn, more and more about your face and your technique and things like that. And I learned about myself that I use too much concealer when I'm highlighting. Like when I go back and look at my videos and pictures and things like that, I learned that I'm putting mine down too far. Like sometimes my concealer is like down here. And it's because I'm adding too much. So by the time I'm blending it, it's coming out here. And your concealer doesn't need to be down here. Your concealer needs to be more so up here. And then when you're contouring and you're sculpting, it's going to bring everything all together. So less is more, I'm learning too, with product. Less is more. So notice I'm highlighting right here and right here. Those are the parts that I want to highlight. I don't put concealer here. I simply just put my baking powder right there. Not like baking powder, you know what I mean? But my my Sasha Buttercup setting powder that I use. Not like actual baking powder, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and get my sponge. Always wet your sponge. I'm going to use my Set It, Don't Forget It finishing spray. I'm going to put that on right here. It just helps blend your concealer so much better when you have your sponge wet, okay? So using it dry, I mean, you can, but it's just so much better when it's wet. It just blends so much better. So, yes. Do y'all have any questions for me, though? I mean, it could be related to anything. It could be related to makeup. It could be related to my, my COVID experience. I really want this virus to be gone. Like, man, but I believe that everything happens for a reason. This thing has taken so many people. We are approaching the end of this year. But even at that, though, the thing about it is a lot of the people that I know who have not made it through this year, it hasn't even been because of COVID. It hasn't even been because of COVID. It's been like other stuff. I just think that this year, God has had other plans. I just think that this year, God has something else in store, and God wanted us to see some things. God wanted us to experience some things. God wanted us to see him. God wanted us to seek him. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that sometimes people have to go through things to really be able to see God for who he is. You can't really be able to, you can't really, like I said, and I put on Facebook, you can say all day that God is a healer, but until you've been through a situation, oh my God, until you've been to a situation where God has actually had to heal your body, my God, woo, it hit different, baby. It hits different. Let me tell you, when you've gone through a situation where God has really done something for you, when you've gone through a situation and God has really, you're going to see God differently and you're going to appreciate God differently. Your life is going to be different with God. You're going to have, and that's what God wants. God doesn't want us to just him to just exist and be here. God wants us to create experiences with him. And the only way that God can create experiences with us is for us to sometimes go through things. You can't have a testimony without going through a test. Baby, listen. Nobody said that life was going to be easy. So if you are going through life and you say that I want a closer relationship with God or I want my life to be better, you better be prepared to go through the test. You better be prepared to go through some things, because I would not even be able to go on here and encourage somebody else. Come on, Jesus. I would not be able to come on here and encourage somebody else and be able to witness to somebody else or be able to even be a light to somebody else if God had not taken me through that first. I could not help somebody else through their COVID experience or through their life experiences if God had not taken me through that first. Sometimes we have to be the first partakers in order for us to draw somebody else, in order for us to bring somebody else out. That's how God uses people. God uses people to help other people. Sometimes, God, you have to allow God to do some things in your life so that you can go and then affect somebody else's life. Oh, come on, God. Come on, God. Sometimes while I'm talking, God just starts to reveal himself to me because we don't understand sometimes. And that's human. That's us human, We don't understand all the time why we go through what we go through. We don't understand. And sometimes you're sitting there like, why God, why me? Like even when I was sitting there in the car after I got my COVID results and I'm sitting up here like, man, why? Why me? You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like somebody put on Facebook today they said they said, I'm tired of that, because y'all know the scripture, some of you may know about Job. And Job, the Bible talks about how Job was a perfect and upright man of God, and how God offered Job up. God offered Job up. I see my viewers going down when I start talking about the word, but that's okay. God offered Job up. He said, have you tried my servant Job? God still does that to us today. The enemy still goes to and fro seeking who he may devour. That's what the Bible says that he was doing with Job. He was going to and fro, seeking who he may devour and may devour. And God said, have you tried my servant Job? And he did that. Come on, Jesus. He did that. People may say, well, why did he offer? Why does he offer Job? Job was a faithful man, and that's why he offered Job. He offered Job up because he knew Job was going to stay faithful. He offered Job up because he knew that Job was not going to turn on him. He offered Job up because he knew that in spite of what the devil tried to put Job through, that Job was still going to stay faithful to him, and that Job was still going to never leave the Lord's side, and that he was still going to trust him through the midst of his situation and through the midst of everything that he was going through. He knew. He knew the type of person that Job was, the type of servant that Job was, and he trusted that about Job. Same thing with us. Same thing with us. You know, who knows? God could have said, have you tried my servant Sabrina? I would never turn my back on God. I would never sit up here and not trust God. And I believe God knew that. Sometimes you got to go through the test. Sometimes you have to go through the test to really see. It's just a test. And that's what you got to realize, though, too. That's all it is. It's just a test. That it is just a test that you're going through. And that it's not going to last always. Oh, but when it is over, the testimony that you will have, when it is over, the things that you can say that God has done for you, the things that you will be able to witness to somebody else, that God has done for you, and the things that God has brought you out of, my God, the way that you can allow God to get the glory out of your life after this. What does that song say? There will be glory. Come on. There will be glory after this. Come on. I'm going to say there will be glory in this. There will be glory in this. Because that's all I did. That's what I did while I was in that. While I'm still going through. I laid in my bed. God was working with me, and I laid in my bed, and the Lord gave me a song. I used to write songs all the time, and it's been years since I wrote a song, just because it just wasn't coming to me, but the words came to me, and the words said I'm not going to say all the words on here, but the main thing was that he keeps keeping me. He keeps keeping me. I just sat there and I was just in awe at the favor of God and how so many things that I thought about I went through in my life. And I just said, he keeps keeping me. I mean, so I could have been gone. I could have been strung out. I could have been somewhere else, but he keeps keeping me. He keeps keeping my family. He keeps keeping my children. He keeps keeping my husband. He just keeps keeping me. I am in awe at the favor of God. I mean, so many may not want to hear it, but I'm telling you, if you don't know God, that's what got me through. I'm telling you, because it was late in the midnight hour when I felt, man, this thing was really, really rough. I'm telling you, it was definitely something rough to go through. But God, I can say, I know him to be a healer. I definitely know him to be a healer. I am using, if I haven't already said, my Black Radiance True Complexion. This is my contour palette. I use this all the time to contour. So I have contoured my cheeks. Notice I have gone here, right here, and I've gone at an angle. I'm not going straight, but I've gone at an angle. It helps frame your face. So I've gone at an angle, and I've also framed here, and it's just sculpting my face and adding frame to my face. I'm going to blend everything out in just a moment. So I'm just doing my nose now. And I like to just go straight down from right in here and just go straight down. Again, we're going to blend. We're going to blend. We're going to get rid of these lines. We're going to blend it in just a moment. But I'm telling you, God has just been super awesome. I can't find my brush that I blend with. God has just been super amazing and awesome. This process, I never would have thought, I never would have known. You could have never told me I was going to have COVID. I would be like, wear my mask. I don't go nowhere. You would have, if you would have told me that I was going to have COVID, I would be like, devil is a lie. Devil is a lie. But to know that me and my husband had COVID at the same time, man, but God. But God, that's all I can say. But God brought us through. God kept us. And he's just an awesome God. He is a mighty God. I'm telling you. There's no way that I would ever, after going through this and so many other things, I am adding my highlight now, y'all, to add a little glow to my face. There's no way. I appreciate God so much more. He continued to keep us. He continued. I even think about this year. So many have lost their jobs. People have lost their homes. You know, so much has gone on. So much has happened. So much has happened. But I haven't lost my job. I have not gone hungry. I have not lost anything. I'm going to set this with my NYX matte finishing spray. I have not lost anything. My kids are still fed. I still am able to pay my bills. God has continued to show himself to be amazing in my life. And God has opened up this opportunity for me to come back to this YouTube channel where I am able to bless others. And it is fun for me to do this, to share my, I'm not going to even say expertise because honestly, I learn as I go. I'm self-taught. I don't claim to be a, professional makeup artist or anything like that. This is fun for me. And really, I do hair more than anything else. Um, but this has been an awesome opportunity for me. And this has been wonderful experience for me. And God is just so awesome. And I will thank him forever and ever for healing us. I may not be 100%, but I still claim and declare that I am healed. And yeah, I really hope that none of you have to go through this. This is just a dark brown lip liner that I am using. Dark brown lip liner. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my lips. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do a matte, gloss, or a shimmer. Here's my matte. Or we could do a glossy look. Here's the gloss. Or, let's see. Where is my shimmery? Here's my shimmery kind of look here, or this one. Which ones do you guys think? Here's this one. This is my Huda Beauty. Will do, Miss Madison. Thank you. This is Huda Beauty. It's kind of like a shimmery, golden kind of look. It has like a little pink tint to it. This one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I can't even talk. Anastasia Beverly Hills. It has like an iridescent kind of look. It's like a shimmery kind of look. And then this one is just like a simple nude gloss. And this one is a matte nude look. Which one do you guys think I should do? Shimmery pink, so that would be this one, the Huda Beauty. That's what I'm thinking. That's what somebody said. Let me see if anybody else makes a suggestion. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. On average, we've had about 7 people on here, but it is fine. It is fine. I just want it to be a blessing. I hadn't uploaded a video. I usually upload once a week, typically on Thursdays, and I haven't been able to make a video because I've been sick and literally have had no strength to do it. So hopefully I will be able to get one done this week, and upload one this week before I go back to work next week. But all right, so they said shimmery. That's all I got. Nobody else has said anything. So we're gonna try to go for this shimmery pink one right here. This is how it looks, like that. And put a little bit in the middle. Thank you. You know what, actually, I should have. Let me fix this real quick. I'm going to do this again. Because I want it to pop out more. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to add the matte color on there first. You are so welcome. I'm glad that I was able to come on here and talk to everyone. Because, again, you just never know what somebody is going through. It may not even be COVID. It may be something else that somebody is going through, and somebody seeing the glory of God in my life is helping them get through, or somebody seeing how what God has done for me and my family, it can help them get through. Like I said, I'm not going to say that it was easy, because it definitely was not, especially the holiday, and having to really try to be strong for my kids. I'm sorry, I had to re-moisturize. Having to really make sure that I'm being strong for them and being in good spirits for them. That's what kept me going. So if it had not been for God and my kids, I really think that it would not have been the way that it is. But all glory be to God. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add this on here now. Yeah, that pops so much better now. Adding the matte under there. And you can't really see the pink tint to it. It's more of a gold kind of, but it still goes. Even with the eyeshadow that I have here. I like my earrings. These were handmade. Pure Southern Designs. They are on Instagram. They're also on Facebook. Pure Southern Designs. Check them out. Handmade jewelry. And she's very professional. She does wonderful, wonderful work. Very good quality. And here is the look. Right here, something very simple, easy look that you guys can achieve. This is only 2 colors on my eyes, just a dark brown and a nice golden, bronzy, kind of shimmery look. Added some eyeliner, eyeshadow. I used Juvia's Place Burkina foundation. The concealer that I used was Juvia's Place color 13. This, my lips is just a dark brown lip liner, and then I use a nude matte color, and then this is Huda Beauty. What is this called? Angelic by Huda. It's Angelic by Huda. And I got my headband wig on because y'all, listen, y'all should have seen my hair. Woo! Still under this wig. But we thank God for wigs today. We thank God for wigs today. But this is it. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I'm not going to hold you guys. I've been on here for 75 minutes and I don't want to take up your night, but I just wanted to share my story with you guys and to hopefully be a blessing to somebody else. I hope you guys stay safe, stay well, sanitize, do whatever you can. I was doing whatever I could, and I still got it, but still, that doesn't mean let up. Still do whatever you can to stay safe, to be healthy, and, yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed New Year. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas, and Happy New Year to you guys. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful year. I'm praying nothing but blessings this year. Coming 2021, our latter shall be greater than the past. Believe that, speak it, count on it, that the latter will be greater. The latter, somebody say it, the latter will be greater. Yes, the latter will be greater. I think I'm going into 2021 with that mentality. I'm going to say it. Hashtag ladder will be greater. Okay? Ladder will be greater. It shall. It shall. I decree and declare that my ladder will be greater than my past. Yes, definitely. Definitely. You got to believe it. You got to believe it. That it won't be the same way. It won't be the same way. But thank you guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share this video. Share this video with other people so they can watch, they can hear, and that they can see the glory of God and hopefully experience in their life as well. And, learn how to beat their face while they're doing it, okay? All right. Bye, guys. Okay, I got to figure out how to end it. I don't even know. I don't know what to do. Press the X. Okay.